Hello everyone, I am Pankaj Chaudhary and today we are going to learn class variables and instance variable in Python. Class variables are variables that are being shared with all instances which were created using that particular class. So when accessed a class variable from any instance, the value will be same. Class variable in Python are defined just after the class definition and outside of any methods. For example, like this is a class named SumClass with variable 1 which is declared inside the class, and another variable 2. This is also a class variable. So in this class we have two variable 1 and variable 2. Instance variables. Instance variables, on the other hand, are variables which all instances keep for themselves. That is, a particular object owns its instance variable. So typically, values of instance variable differ from instance to instance. Instance variable should be defined within methods. For example, some class having two class variable 1 and variable 2, and when we are talking about the instance variable, then self dot instance var1, the variable defined within any method using self, is the instance variable for that object. So here we have two instance variable and two class variable. Now let's see the example of declaring that instance variable and class variable in Python. Declaring a class called SumClass without any argument passing in it, and a class variable having value data, another class variable having boolean value true. Now let's see how to access this class variables through class name and through the object of the class. So first we will see through class name. Class variable class name. So if you see the output here, class variable through class name, data and true. So we are accessing this class variable through class name. Now let's declare an object of SumClass, and we are printing the value class variable through object. So s dot class variable 2. Now if you look at the output, and you can see here class variable through object, data and true. So through class variable or through object of the class we can access the class variable. But suppose by mistakenly you have modified a class variable, then what will be the output of this true print statement? Now if we look at the same output, name after changes, we are going to get the same output. After changes, data true. But here, if we are going to access these variables through object, now the output is different. Changed and true. So if you modify a class variable through object, then that variable will become the property of that particular object, and the class variables are remain at their same place without changing their value. We can change the class variable value by accessing it through class name only, not by object. So this is the example for class variable. Now let's see the instance variable. I'm going to declare one init method and passing this value var1, var2. Now self dot instance var1 is equals to var1 and instance dot var2 is equals to var2. Now let's creating an object of some class by passing var1 data of instance var2. Now if I am going to access this value, I can access it like this. These are the instance variable, data of instance and instance var2. And for the class variable, class var1 and class var2. So data of instance, instance var2, class variable, data and true. So through object we can access the instance variable and class variable. We can modify the instance variable through object, but if we try to modify the class variable through object, then that class variable will become the variable of that object. Now if you look at the dictionary of that particular object, you can see here instance var1, data of instance var2 and instance var2. If suppose I am trying to change the class variable here, so this dictionary, let's see before and after dictionary. Here you can see the before dictionary holds 2 variable, and after changing the class variable through object, you can see the class that object has 3 variables. I hope you have understood the instance variable and class variable. Thank you for watching this video.